12 now. So this is the men's 5,000 metres.
That's right, so 21 athletes here lining up, as the graphic bottom left of your screen shows. That championship record has stood since 1979, one of the older ones at this competition.
By contrast, that European record just got revised yesterday.
Yes, absolutely. It was a fine day for Norwegian athletics, as we were saying, because Karsten Warholm, 47.12, new European senior record. They also won medals here through Lillefoss, gold in the pole vault, and Roth came through for bronze in the decathlon. So the Swede just on the inside, just shading this one in the very early stages. That's Emil Milan de Oliva. Lifetime best of 14 minutes and 8. So McElhenney, the only athlete who's run sub 14 minutes in his lifetime. Ireland getting silver with Kate O'Connor in the heptathlon, behind Maria Vicente of Spain. Other than that, a bit of misfortune. Fourth in the 400 metres with Davisia Patterson, and so too Aaron Sexton in the men's 200 metres. So the president of the Irish Federation was telling me that McElhenney, one of their biggest hopes for this final session. Chikoli of Israel in the navy, behind the leaders in around 5th place at the moment. Lifetime best 14 minutes and 20 this year. So 11 laps to go.
One's for Doroshuk.
So similar to how Noor did in the steeplechase. Milan della Oliva, the Swede, looking full of confidence out front. Chikola of Israel coming through then. Israel haven't won a... So as I was saying, the Israeli, Chikola, saw his teammate Sheriff get their first ever top 8 on the track at these championships. Let's have a look. What are we looking out for here? So another time, another faller in a final here this evening, but getting up straight away, a half slip perhaps. Another Frenchman right on the inside the track, but again, perhaps not much he could do about it. Della Oliva, 9 laps to go now, 68 seconds that time around. A couple of the Turks at the sharp end of this race. Ömer amaçtan, the European under-18 bronze medalist over 3,000 metres last year in Hungary. The field now more and more spread out. So meanwhile, the pole vault final going on in the field. The bar still at 3 meters and 91 early on in that competition. Della Oliva leading out this 5,000 meter final. About to come through with 8 laps to go. Months of Belgium. So onto the back straight, looking more and more in single file fashion. Della Oliva, the Swede. Amaçtan, the first of the Turkish athletes, the European under-18 bronze medalist, as I mentioned.
Well, it's pretty decent pace at this stage. We're looking at 5:42.97, and it has picked up. So that second kilometre, 2:41. So this is a decent pace. It's not going to be on course to break Steve Binns' ancient championship record from 40 years ago. Nevertheless, a very promising performance.
So Sweden from Turkey, from Israel. Everyone just about responding to this pace. Tashi, the second of the two Turks, lifetime best of 14:28.32 this year. Leonard of Great Britain up there, Elias Schremmel of Germany also. Perhaps a bit of a breakaway between the Irishman and the Norwegian Stavik. Slight gap of a few metres at this stage. Rory Leonard just on the outside there. Great cross-country success in the winter, but now really proving that he has quality on the track also. Well, at the under-23s in Yevla, a lot of patience through the early stages. It was Jimmy Gressier who took the gold as part of a French 1-2. He just bided and bided his time, particularly in the 10,000 metres. But once he started to kick, everyone responded. And not surprisingly, not everyone could live with the Frenchman's pace. Della Oliva, 14 minutes 8.76, his fastest ever time. So 5.5 laps to go. A leading group of 7 with a slight gap. Back to Schremmel, who now just tries to manage it and close it. So Stavik now trying to respond, and suddenly it's one big leading group again. A lot of patience required. Just what is going to be the story of the second half of this race?
Well, I'm wondering whether the story could be Elias Schremmel, because remembering that he won the 3,000 metres with that phenomenal burst at the end of the race, that sprint finish, I'm just wondering whether he's got enough left in his legs. Well, that was barely 24 hours ago. Schremmel's starting to look a bit tired, though. He's starting to just get...
4 metres and 6 as far as Lyko, the pole, is concerned. Chikole of Israel taking the lead then, as the Hungarian just discarding his leg number that perhaps come loose. So really bunched together then, shoulder barging their way through. Chikole, the Israeli, now shoulder to shoulder with Rory Leonard of Great Britain. Leonard, that new 14:16 best this year from the northeast of England. 37th of the World Cross Country Championships in Aarhus in the under-20 race. Haven't really mentioned Las Heras of Spain, who's also right up there and looking pretty confident on the outside. The Norwegian, once again, with a gap that he's managing, trying to stay with this group. They're so close at the back there. We've seen a few fallers in cagey middle and long distance races throughout these championships. Of course, the under-20s are on the 3,000 and 5,000 in comparison to the under-23s 5 and 10. Chikola of Israel, De Oliva, Emil Milan, De Oliva, the Swede. Halkovitz of Hungary now having a go. It's almost like a pulley system. You have a go, I have a go, doing the hard work, sharing the hard work, the main thing, I suppose.
Well, this is a really enthralling championship race. There's plenty of people willing to have a go. And now it's the turn of the Hungarian at the front. And he's really working hard as well. Well, this has been a really interesting championship race, I have to say. I mean, compared to some of the championship races we've seen here, and the under-23s, where it's one person just romping away with it, or perhaps a very pedestrian early pace turning into a 400-metre burn-up. This has been honest from the start, and they've really worked very well, and everybody's been wanting to have a go. Now it's McElhenney moving up, and they're doing this in the driving rain. A little bit of rain, a bit of drizzle, nobody minds, but this is actually quite fierce, the rain coming down now.
So McElhenney, the European under-20 leader, the only man who's run sub 14 minutes. As you say, the driving rain, another kilometre around 250 though, 11:25.87 they came through. 800 metres to go now. And Rory Leonard dropped off the back of this patch, so too Stavik of Norway. Halkovitz also, he was at the front not so long ago and can't respond to this pace. It's McElhenney of Ireland at the front.
And amaçtan still in there, still working really hard. This is the bronze medalist from the 3,000 metres last night. Well, we've lost Schremmel, the gold medalist. He tried to double up, hasn't worked out for Schremmel, but the two Turks are still in there, as well as 4 other runners.
So too the Swede, Emil Milan de Oliva, was wondering how he would go in the last couple of laps with PBs of 800, 1,500 and 3,000 and 5,000 this year, but way off the back at the top of the screen. McElhenney, look how relaxed he looks. Las Heras sticking his tongue out a moment ago, licking his lips and getting ready. 1 lap to go. So Spain, Ireland, Turkey, Israel, another Turk, and Palkovits of Hungary, the 6 men now with a metre or 2 between each of them. Is this going to be another great gold medal for Spain? Ireland in silver medal position, just like Kate O'Connor was at the end of the heptathlon. Amaçtan, the Turk, he was in 3rd spot, the European under-18s, once again in the bronze medal position, but looking to pounce and overtake the Irishman, which he does so. Just 200 metres to go now. McElhenney looking behind him, a reasonable gap. It's Las Heras, the Spaniard, who looks like he's going to have it all his own way down the home straight. One final time, already beginning to celebrate. What a run from Las Heras. 14 minutes 2.77.
Amaçtan takes the silver, his 2nd trip to the podium, and Darragh McElhenney takes the bronze for Ireland. Well, there's confirmation of the times. Las Heras, 14:02.76, personal best for him. Aslihan, sorry, I said it was the other Turk, but it's Aslihan who gets personal best as well, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be a whole spate of personal bests as well. McElhenney, just outside his personal best, gets the bronze. But the stats keep on going. Palkovic of Hungary, personal best in 4th. Amaçtan, sorry I said he got the silver, but in fact it was the other Turk, Aslihan. But Amaçtan got through the line in 5th place. Chakole, personal best for Israel. So a fine finish for Chakole, who'd done a lot of the work in the middle of the race.
So Aaron Las Heras came in with a PB of 14:14.99. 12 seconds faster he's run here, but those men had to be so patient, so confident, not caring that they were getting soaked by the...
McElhenney is taking the congratulations of Jamie Battle, his compatriot, who finished a fair bit further down the...
Adding to a great medal hill for the Spaniards as well. Sotero this morning winning gold in the discus, and now gold in the 5,000 metres through Aaron Las Heras. A kiss for the camera for good measure.
I cannot believe this. It's so unreal.
It's so unreal, I can't believe it, he says. It's great that we have those microphones to be able to pick up every few words.
And I'm very pleased that English is obligatory in all Spanish secondary schools. Clearly quite fluent.